Hi there, this is Kelsey coming to you from a descent now of a mountain in Roxborough Park, Colorado, 7,160 feet. No 14er, but considering I half jogged and half walked with only a couple of 2-minute breaks in there, in about 2 hours or so. I feel pretty happy about it. That's not what I came here to do, though. I wanted to talk real quick about the disappointment I felt today because I missed my Soulcraft group, who I came here to meet. I was running 45 minutes behind, and part of me just said, well, screw it. I got to the parking lot and there was no way. Was what one voice was saying in my mind. There's no way. Impossible. You don't know what trail they went on. The trails are several miles long each. I've already walked up to this point at least 5 miles. Went for it anyway. And allowed for the disappointment of not getting to meet my group, which I was looking so very forward to this first meeting with. And simultaneously experiencing what the failure to find them opened up for me in taking a path that we otherwise we may not have taken. I'm quite certain they didn't take it, because this has been a one-way so far, for the most part, only with a couple of forks, and if they went a different route, then that means they didn't go the route that I did. And the route that I did was beautiful. In other words, I probably wouldn't have reached 7,160 feet. I'm going to attach some of that footage of the gorgeous vista overlooking the plains and the red rocks, and to the back overlooking some of the, I think they're 14ers in the distance, but at least a couple of prominent rocky mountains. And what did I see up there? I saw mountain swallows. I'm not even sure what species they are. The swoop right overhead. I saw a beautiful pelican, of all things. I wasn't sure at first, and I'm still doubting my eyes, but I even heard someone else who had made it up say, yeah, it's a pelican. Holy cow. Up in the Rocky Mountains. I'm aware that there are pelicans in the area, but not this high up, and this was a very high altitude bird. And so I was really moved, and just really noticing that the disappointment was all not so much easier, but the disappointment was so much richer and so much more important and meaningful in a way, because of both the physical, emotional capacities inside of me, built over time through a type of endurance and resilience, that, in my opinion, will always manifest in the attempt to do something, even in failure. Now, we're a culture that I think is very prone to think that failure is the worst thing that could possibly happen to us, and so we will not commit to things in order to avoid that failure and that sense of disappointment and pain. And I am just as guilty of that. In fact, this morning, if I had known somehow that I wasn't going to meet up with my group, I may not have come. But I did come, and I committed to the attempt at success of something that seemed unlikely. And yes, I failed. But a beautiful failure that allowed me to do something that I haven't done before. I've never reached 7,000 feet before. Maybe next time it'll be 14,000 feet. And as a lowland dweller in the past, it's an amazing thing to be able to say that to myself now and know that I've been there. And that I could see what I've seen and be in these beautiful woods and spend a wonderful day, if nothing else, getting acquainted with the coming spring. So I really would love to just invite you today to sit with what sort of apprehension you might have to failing and to feeling pain and disappointment. And we don't want to look for pain. We're not looking to fail. But if you can imagine that despite failing and despite feeling pain and disappointment, that we could come out on the other side succeeding at something we hadn't intended to, then you'll understand a little bit more of the business of coaching, and as far as I'm concerned, one of many very beautiful principles of life. So I wish you a very good day, and thank you for listening. And I also want to invite you to check out one of the links that I'm providing in this video, through this video. You can click on it below as well. One is the Thrive From Within program. This is to help conscious leaders recognize more of these principles of failure and success and understand what it means to build resilience without resistance, to overcome self-doubt through the Thrive From Within program. And I would love if you wanted to schedule a discovery session with me to find out more what this is about. We're doing screening for it right now before June. The other thing I want to give you is, if you would care for some one-on-one training, I offer life purpose coaching through what I call compassionate life path coaching. And there's a link to that as well. Either way, I hope regardless of what you do, that you take a step today, do something that might be a little bit scary, and succeed at something probably that you weren't expecting. Have a good one.